Hey, let me go, if I may, to Brian Licata, Strategic and Development Director at the Grace Foundation of New York. Brian, welcome to the show. Great to have you with us. Welcome. Welcome this morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Joe. Thanks for having us on today.
Yeah, I love it. I'm looking here. I'm a nonprofit guy. They call me Joey Benefit, Brian. You got a charity, I got a tuxedo. I come early, I stay late. But I love what you're doing, helping out. And explain this to me, please, if you would, for the Grace Foundation, empowering individuals with autism spectrum disorder. Walk us through this, Brian, if you would, sir.
So about 20 some odd years ago, autism wasn't something that was widely accepted or really known about. Four mothers from Staten Island couldn't find any resources for their own children, so they grouped together and they started helping each other. And then they said, there's other people just like us out there. Why don't we create a nonprofit, and why don't we offer them all the resources that we're looking for at the same time? Started off as a grassroots nonprofit, like most nonprofits, and after about 5 or 6 years, they went from just providing literature and resources to workshops, and from workshops, they started to get some money from the borough president, Molinaro, at the time, and they started to provide direct services. Right now, the Grace Foundation primarily serves a little over 300 participants a year.
Wow.
Direct activities. We're looking at everything from a little bit of work experience, from going to a day hab without walls. We visit businesses in the community. We have 2 current web series, Grace 10314 and Dan on the Street, from our friend Dan Ryan over at the Staten Island Advance. And what we try to do is get the word out to show people that just because an individual has autism doesn't mean that they're any different than us. They're good at the same things that we're good at, and they're bad at the same things that we're bad at. So we have so much in common with them. So we exist to break down the walls and actually get a little bit more inclusion for them.
Yeah. Brian, how can you detect autism? How do you detect it? Not easy, correct?
No, it's very hard, and that's why a lot of people go through multiple screenings. They visit doctors, psychologists. And it's like anything. Sometimes somebody says, we think your child might be on the spectrum, implying that it's such a wide range of different things. And then you go see another doctor, and that doctor says, no, I don't think they're on the spectrum. So sometimes it's very hard for parents because there's a lot of misinformation out there, which is why you have to go to very reputable sources for testing and for information. And sometimes there's warning signs that, like most other things, can get confused, and it could be something else. So the best thing usually is to consult a child psychologist, and there's great services out there where you could start the process.
You got to tell me about this, because I know recently, Grace, we're talking to Brian Licata from the Grace Foundation on Staten Island, doing great things. This is I'm reading here, with other Staten Island agencies, to give credit, broke the Guinness Book of World Record, creating the world's largest human puzzle piece with 2,423 people in celebration of Autism Acceptance Month. I love it, man. What was that like?
It's crazy. If you've ever tried to do something with a large group of people, it's hard. Imagine trying to bring together, we had about, I would say, 30 different schools on Staten Island, elementary school all the way through high schools. We had about 100 businesses that took out signage, attended the event, sponsored the event. We had about 70 different nonprofits that sent participants. Now, the business community fully supported this project, so it was free for everybody. And we partnered with a lot of different groups that were out there. The day of the event, we were sitting there. Kathy Del Piero is the executive director of the Grace Foundation, and the Guinness Book of World Records sent someone out. They actually send an adjudicator. They're very official. And we're waiting, and we only have like 500 people inside the Staten Island Ferry Hawk Stadium. So we're all biting our nails, worried. Like, we're not going to break this record. The record's 1,900 or so. It was broken in Greece. And all of a sudden, this line of buses pulls up on Bay Street, and you see this 1,500 people walking down towards the stadium. It was chaotic, but it was so great. What you saw was there were so many people from different walks of life. There were participants of the different nonprofits. They were just community people who wanted to be part of something. So, yes, we shattered the record. Probably won't be broken for some time. It went from, I think, about 1,900 to 2,400 people.
Yep. That's great, man.
To squeeze them all together to form one large puzzle piece. Yeah, that was great.
You know what I think is spectacular, and it's for a great cause. Where do we find the Grace Foundation online, please, Brian?
So you can always visit us on social media at Grace of New York. Or you can visit the website, graceofnewyork.org. We have a whole library filled with YouTube videos where you can see what our participants go through on a daily basis. That's our Grace 10314 series. Or you can actually see how they interact with the business community, and that's our Dan on the Street series. That's on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and Instagram.
Fabulous. Great job, Brian Licata. Doing some great things over there in Staten Island. And listen, come back anytime. Hopefully we'll see you over there soon, my friend.
That would be great. We'll have you at the next event.
There it is, man. I'll get my puzzle. The puzzle thing sounds like a lot of fun. I'll try to do that. That would be. We can't put four of us together in the morning on the radio, but we'll try it. We'll try it with the Guinness Book of World Records. Well done, Brian. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Joe. Have a good
morning.
morning.
Brian Licata, right there. It is the Grace Foundation doing great things in the great borough of Staten Island.